So, good morning, good morning. Let me tidy my screen up a little bit. So, not too much stuff going on here. Did a bit of sketching this morning. That's why it's a little bit messy, a bit untidy. I hope you're all doing well. We're just going to wait a second for a couple others to turn up. Thank you to all that have turned up. And I'm sure a few are getting some alerts. I'm just going to grab a couple drawings to show you guys something. So, welcome to my channel, live stream channel. I pretty much do everything. How you doing, mate? And I'm recording, just to let you know. That's to Kim, my right-hand man. You will hear a lot from him. He is in the background. He deals with all the Discord stuff. So if you see him answering any questions, he's a moderator. He's part of the team, the Art Walker team. And if you have any problems with Discord and stuff like that, please check him out. He's a very, very good photographer, by the way, if anyone's interested. I'm just letting you know. Very good photographer. Award-winning. I'm not sure, what award did you actually win? He won an award the other day. So, yeah, it might be interesting. Someone interesting to know. Because I might need some pictures. I might have to start training a bit. Purge Troopers back in the house. So today we're doing a recap on what we did yesterday. Because a few people turned up late. And I want to do a recap. So I'm going to grab an image. Because a lot of what we do, we're drawing a lot of singular body parts. So for example here. That was I've got this one. We're using Jinx today. We're going to use Jinx today. Before I even start, I want to just say this channel is for free. It is, and so for some it's new. For some it's very new. So for you it might be a little bit boring because you did it yesterday, but for me it's interesting purely because it gives me the opportunity to practice it again. And chances are I do stumble across new ideas while I'm teaching. So I apologize to those that are sitting through this again. Charlie, I'm sure. How you doing, mate? Thank you for the present already. It's not necessary, mate, but much appreciated. I'm glad to see you back. So I had someone join my live yesterday a little bit late, and she's a very loyal student to me and a few others, and they asked me if I could please do the lip drawing exercise again. So that's exactly why I'm doing it, and I hope it's not too boring for the ones that have done this before and yesterday, but chances are I do have to repeat a lot of my this is Jinx. This is a freestyle sketch that I drew with the big pen, so you can see it's not perfect, but I still like it. I like the energy. She's looking pretty moody. Jinx is always moody, poor thing. She's not having much luck. So I just used this image just so you could see the actual lips themselves. Again, you can see them here. This is another one, a pencil drawing of Jinx when she's moody again. Poor cow. Oh, poor thing. Excuse me. Oh, that was a slip. Don't tell anyone. We're not doing the hair now, but the hair, I'm going to do a hair drawing tutorial probably tomorrow morning. Because I did a little bit of practice. I've got it here, somewhere here. Yeah, here. So I have to practice these things as well, you see. Unfortunately, it doesn't just fall from the sky. I have to practice these things myself. But we're going to stick to the lips because people are going to join the chat looking for a tutorial on lips. So we are going to get straight into this. So I hope everybody's got a pen and paper. And all I ask you guys to do is hit the like, repost, and share button. Because as you know, I'm offering this for free. And I'm doing this to help the kids and the adults that did not have the opportunity to go to art school, but would have loved to have gone, because art is a great thing. And then we'll probably even learn to draw lips from the side. I'll leave that one out, because then you can see how it all belongs together. Good. Okay, enough of my rambling. Has anyone got any questions at the moment? Raoul's back again. He was with me this morning. Raoul's he's like my shadow at the moment. He's like my shadow. But Raoul, we're doing lips again, so maybe it's not for you, because you did it yesterday and you did really well. I know. No. Points. Perfect. If you've joined just now, we haven't done anything. So, and you obviously are not on my Discord, so you need to get on my Discord, so then you can get an alert and then you can join straight away. So, let's get into this. Right. Have I got paper somewhere? Where did I put that paper? Here. Right. So I'm going to draw everything from scratch, right? So this proves to you all that, join the Discord. There you go. It's all doable, right? So we've got very basic techniques that we have to put into place first. Very basic lines and so on. Thank you to all that have already followed, even though I haven't done anything. I appreciate it. So, what I said yesterday was establish this cross. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So if this, I'm saying to you guys, establish this cross here, like so. It doesn't matter how long it is. Just slightly wider, because this represents the center of the mouth. So if you've done that, just send me a heart or two. I've got a cup of tea and a biscuit here. So I'm going to... How you doing, Veneer? Cup of Rosie Lee. So now, as I've showed you guys here, I might actually leave that at the bottom. This line here, this cross, represents the center of the mouth. Simply draw what biscuits? These are some Italian ones. They're really nice, actually. Look at that. So anyway, simply draw a soft V here. Right? Simply draw a soft V. These ones are my favorite. I don't really like biscuits. You have, these are Italian ones. They begin with P. But they're not very sweet. I don't like sweet things. And now I'm choking on the biscuit. Art Walker dies on live stream from choking from biscuit. So, has everyone done that? I hope you have. I'm just waiting. Okay. So now what I do is I draw a wavy line downwards. So I'm saying, when I say wavy, we've got our V shape here. I draw a wavy line and flick the edge. Flick that corner. So I'm going to do that here. Excuse me. One thing we have to establish first, that is my bad. The distance. So make a point here and then the same distance on the other side. Right? Click. Measure 2 points that are roughly the same. And now add this wavy line down to that corner on both sides. Excuse me. It's all going wrong, mate. It's all going wrong. Kim, I'm losing it, mate. Thank you for the shares. I'm losing it, mate. So this is how we establish, oh, man, it must be hay fever or something. Apparently, if you work in the garden a lot and you get stung with stinging nettles, it helps to avoid hay fever. So every now and again, when I go in the garden, I actually sting myself. I bet the neighbours are thinking, "Oh, this guy's mad." He stings himself, but it's not. Yeah, and I think it is helping me actually because I used to have it really badly. Anyway, I digress, as I always seem to do. So now we've got this line here. This line here. We've got this line here. We add a soft U here, and then we bend downwards like so. I'm not going to do a full line. I'm just going to go halfway. And then now we have this nice bow shape here. And then we add a very gentle line underneath. And we now have our mouth defined. I've made this very, very steep, but you can soften that. As you can see here, you can soften it as you wish. But these are the basic fundamentals you need, right? I'm just going to grab my other pen. When you look at the lips, I've seen this done before. People recognize this here as a heart shape. You can actually recognize that here as a heart shape. And then you've got your top line defined, the Cupid's bow, so to say. So you can recognize that as a heart shape, which is quite a good idea, actually. And then obviously we have the lower lip. And I like to draw a couple of circles here, just mentally a couple of circles, because that helps me define this sweeping line downwards. See what I mean? So we've got this heart shape and a couple of circles, and then we have that nice line that connects to the corners of the lips. That's important, right? These lines have to connect to the corner of the lip. If you draw it like that, it's going to look weird. So this line here needs to connect to the corner of the lips. So I'm going to pause the action quickly, and obviously we'd add a little bit of shading, and we are pretty much done. So, anyone got any questions? Anyone got any questions? I'm sure there are a couple. So I'll wait a little bit and see what we've got to say. Excuse me. Eating on the job. I'm just going to wait and see if anyone's got any questions. Thank you for the gifts. Femi and Ponks. Right, I take it there are no questions. Whoops. No? Okay, good. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This line here is very important. This line here is very important, right? Oh, du hast eine Frage. Kein Problem. Du kannst mich fragen. Du kannst mich fragen. Just, we got a question in German. I'm just going to wait quickly. Schreibst du es jetzt auf oder nicht? Wir sind am Warten. So, okay, maybe she's gone. I'm going to keep going, but I'll get to your question in a minute. So, this cross here helps us. Okay. Es wird gerade gefiltert. Oh, okay. Leider kann ich jetzt nicht lesen. Vielleicht du musst es noch einmal schreiben, irgendwie anderes schreiben, weiß ich auch nicht. So, as you can see here, I've got this cross. You have to place this cross at different angles. So, for example, like so, and like so. So this helps us orientate ourselves purely because we know that this point here is where we add our bow. right? And then we draw our curved line going downwards on both sides. So now we have orientated ourselves purely because of that crosshair on how to draw a mouth at an angle. Is that clear? Oops, that's a little bit off here. Let's do that heart shape. Why not indeed? And now we've got a mouth at an angle. If we do the same here, I'm going to draw a head actually next time, because we wouldn't see most of this, the right side of this mouth here, right? So we'll do our heart shape or our V shape, whichever one you prefer. We go downwards, again here, and then we draw the lower lip. So now we've got some lips at a 3/4 angle. So, moment, she's asking up. No, not, well, looking at mine, no, they're not. But then you see you've got European lips, and then you've got African lips, or like I've got Caribbean lips. They're quite big, actually. I've got big lips. No, I've got quite, and you know, some people have very slim lips, right? And some people don't even have a top lip. Laura, you are very late. Disappointed. Very disappointed, Laura. I know what you were doing. You were doing that line thing that I showed you earlier. I know what you were up to. You got distracted. So you have to think of that. If you're drawing, we can draw some lips that are not so, because these are, I would define them as feminine lips, right? Feminine. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Please don't go there. Don't worry, Laura. You catch up. You'll catch up. So you can draw this V shape here, very slender, very flat, like so. Now I'm doing it really, really flat. Don't forget the crosshairs, right? I haven't done it. That's a bit slack. But we can go really flat here, and we've got a totally different shaped mouth. You just have to work out what works best for me. See, now we've almost got a mouth that has zero distance between the mouth and the top of the lip. Do you see my point? And then what we could do is we could just add light, very, very light shading. And that gives us some very slim lips. These lips are very pronounced, right? Is that clear to everyone? And obviously now we can go a little bit further. Like, for example, here, we can open the mouth. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So we can open the mouth slightly. So now I'm opening the mouth, and now we have a mouth that is slightly open. I'm sure, you know, people might say, oh, these lips are not hyper realistic. But for my drawing style, that's all I need. Say, for example, I showed you that example before, but it doesn't matter. For my art style, I don't need to go hyper realistic. I'm happy with lips just like that. So if you want to go ultra realistic, then you just have to put the work in, but still understand these basics. That's my recommendation. But for my art style, I don't need much more than that. All I would add to that is some cool shading. And if I really wanted to, I could add the folds and creases and so on. And then if you really want to get, you know, draw really, really accurate lips, then you need to go references. As you know, I'm doing this all reference free. So it's going to have its own style and it's not going to be as realistic. Good stuff. Okay, good. Any questions? how do you, I was supposed to, apparently I can drop a flare or something. I don't even know what to do with that. They asked me, TikTok said to me, oh, you should use a flare to make people see your lives and stuff. But I don't even know how to do that. Okay. I think I should have done it before. Never mind. Good. Didn't appear on your screen last 2 minutes. Really? Try using mobile device. Did I have a break in the transmission just now? No, I think we're good. It just said that. It gave me a warning that we missed something. Okay, good. So, how do we draw a mouth that's open slightly, right? So you have to imagine the mouth is like, if you imagine it's like a Pac-Man, if you would like, you could call it a Pac-Man. The mouth is like a Pac-Man here. All right, from the side, the mouth is like a Pac-Man. And then obviously, if you turn this Pac-Man, you will see the inside of the mouth, right? So if we turn this Pac-Man like so, the corners would be the same. And we have this type of shape. Another heart shape, coincidentally. Does that make sense? Oh, really? No problem at all. If it is it breaking? That's really odd. On me, my side is perfect. They're quick though. Okay. I have no idea what that is. Okay, some people are not seeing it. Okay. Thank you for your responses. Unfortunately, it's beyond my control. We just have to have a bit. We just be patient. Thank you, Tattoo Shorty, for the what is that? I can't even see, but it looks like an emoji of some description. No big deal. Let's keep going. Right. So here we have our Pac-Man from the side, so to say. And then here we've got our Pac-Man at a 3D angle, right? Let me just draw the whole thing so you understand what I mean. So that represents the mouth itself, the opening, right? So now this is where our important lines, I call them the sacred lines. This is where these lines come in very handy. What used to be the center is now up here. All right, so what used to be the center is now up here, right? So that means we know where our bow belongs, roughly. We'll add our bow there. We know where the rest of the lip belongs. And we know where our lower lip belongs. Obviously, we have to add a thickness to the lip and the teeth. But to just hold, to know where to place everything, I think that works really well. Let me see if you guys are struggling with that. Guys, it's AI. He has 9 toes. Yeah, it probably is. Who knows, right? Do you do two-toned lips like the ones with colored in black top? I'm not sure what you mean. But everybody's lips are totally different, right? Everybody's hands are different. Everybody's nose is different. It's very difficult to say. We haven't drawn the side yet. We will do the side in a minute. Yeah, so say for example, if you've got a comic and you're looking at the lips, photocopy it and see how they drew the lips. Photocopy it yourself and see it. Look at it. Do you see what I mean? And then you can break it down just like this with the center line or the crosshairs, right? Let's just call it the crosshairs. And then you can think, this is how they drew it. Just follow their lines because it's hidden in plain sight. Yeah, you could do if doing a manga style. Well, yeah, the manga style is pretty simple. You can just draw this bow here or this V shape and just the corners. You see that? We've got some lips here already. And then we could go darker here. Obviously, we follow the rules. We go darker here. And we've got manga style lips already. And then we would do some block shading here. I'll do it in blue actually, it might be a little bit clearer. No motivation. Elio! I thought of you yesterday. Elio, I thought of you yesterday. That was a former student of mine. And we met, was it yet? No, the day before yesterday. And he said to me, Mr. Walker, you're going to get 10,000. And he said, maybe not this week. And he said, yeah, you'll get 10,000. And lo and behold, the next day I got 10,000. He's always believed in me, Elio has. He has always believed in me. It's really nice. Yeah, you did. Yeah, day before yesterday. You said it. I remember. And I thought of you yesterday. I thought, Elio was right. Yeah. And I remember he was saying that before. He was saying, yeah, you're going to get 10,000. You're going to get 10,000. So there you go. Anyway, nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Laura Lee. Okay. You did say it, mate. You did. So anyone got any questions about that? Because we're going to go a little bit further. Let's do it again from the side. The way we position our cross determines how we draw our mouth, right? With regards to the angle. So I'm going to go softer. I'm not going to go so pronounced. I'm just following this line. And the principle is the same. Now we've got a mouth that is slightly more to my left. It's more like so. Thank you, mate. You're more than, yeah. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. Do you see what I mean? So if we draw the line again this way, obviously the mouth will be going more to my right. We set the bow. And then we have the mouth. I'm not adding all the detail, but you get what I mean quite quickly. It's not that complicated, really, once you understand it. I'm not going to restart because that would take me at least an hour because we've done half an hour. You need to jump on my Discord, Muna. You need to. I'm not starting again. I have got work after this. I go to work actually, so I cannot restart. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. If you join my Discord, then you will get informed straight away as to how and what I'm doing. So, anyone else got any questions? We are now into the first half an hour. And what I suggest to you guys to do is to practice that, right? Practice the center line. However, you can also, this line, we've drawn it straight. Every time we've drawn these lines straight. You can also draw these lines slightly bent. So if I slightly bend that one, this would be that line here, right? So I've bent it now. So you imagine there's a star here and a star here, right? Now I'm going to use the same principle with the cross here, and then I'm going to add a mouth. And now we have a mouth with a slight angle on it. I suppose you could say it's a little bit more of a, not grumpy, but it's a little bit more of a serious mouth, like so. So now we're playing with the angle of the mouth. So now we're changing the angle, and then we have a different look and feel. Let's add a little bit more shade in here, like so. A little bit schmaler, yep. Genau. Ja, aber das musst du einfach üben. Du musst einfach üben. Ich bin auch immer ständig am Üben, oder? Hier muss gleich sein. Hier bis hier muss gleich sein. Ups, nicht so weit. Entschuldigung. Hier bis hier. Das hier muss gleich sein. Gleich. Hier in der Mitte. Hier oben, es muss nicht zu breit sein, aber hier unten ein bisschen breiter. Aber das ist nicht 100%, weil jeder hat andere Lippen, oder? Okay, with the circle, she doesn't understand the circle. If you imagine here, we have, let me put that away quickly. They just don't know. So, this is where the mouth belongs, right? It belongs on a face. And that's what you have to understand. We are drawing an object that belongs, es gehört auf ein 3D-Gegenstand, is on the skull. So we have to place our mouth on this object here. And this here is von der Seite. Die Lippen von der Seite sehen etwas so aus. They look like this. Then you'd have the teeth and so on. Sorry, I'm jumping languages because I'm trying to help someone out. You see, so now we have our Pac-Man from the side. We can see the teeth and stuff like that. Yeah. So then, now I've turned my circle, my sphere here. I've turned it from here, nur von der Seite. Hier habe ich ein bisschen gedreht. So I've turned it a little bit. So now, jetzt sehen wir ein bisschen mehr von überall. Nicht nur von der Seite. Not just from the side. So did that help you? Sorry, I was just flipping languages there. Just to make someone understand it. Because maybe I get the impression English is not her mother tongue. And I think she has got it. So that's good. So this line here is this line here. So we know exactly where the chin is and where the mouth belongs. And that's where we would set all our elements to draw the mouth. Is that clear? I'm just going to wait a little bit to see what people are saying. Ah, yeah. Ich bin, ja, genau. I come from England. I'm from London. I'm a London boy originally, but I'm living in Switzerland. I've got many tricks. I've got many tricks, my friend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can speak German, so be careful how you talk about me in German because I can understand every word. So, good. Is everybody happy? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You don't have to use this. What I've just showed you here is just to illustrate how the mouth functions, right? So, so for example, we've got this head here. You have to understand how the mouth functions. It goes up and down, right? But it only goes up and down from here, right? So when I open my mouth, my head doesn't go like this. Do you see what I mean? So it goes down from here, right? So that's what you have to understand because what we have here is the skull, right? So if I'm going to draw the skull like this, so we've got the human head here, the skull. I don't know if it's der oder das Schädel. Das Schädel, oder? Das Schädel, I think so. This is the worst. The articles are so boring. But you see, if now the moving part of our body or our skull, der Schädel, Miss, danke, der Schädel. That's the word I hate. That's the one thing I don't like about German. Is the articles. It's always switching and going male, female, and boring. I get it. I do get it, but sometimes I get a bit stuck. So if we've got the schedel, the skull, like that, that's pretty cool actually, what I've just drawn. Quite like it. Now, we've got our jawline here, right? I know this is slightly off track, but it's just good to understand this. And then you have to imagine the jaw drops like from a hinge. It's like a circular motion. It goes, right? So it goes down and goes back roughly to here. And then we've got this opening here, right? So this is why I say you try to understand the mechanics, and then now we would have a mouth that is slightly open. Does that make sense? We would have that opening in the mouth. So we've got this clap. Wie kann man Englisch lernen? Einfach Englisch studieren. Ich habe Deutsch studiert. Ich musste Deutsch studieren. Yeah, do you see what I mean? So if you understand how things work, even joints, right? Even if you're drawing an arm and you've got the arm like so, you have to understand how does that arm work? Okay, this works like this. The arm here, how does that work? What are the limits to the joint? And then when you draw your subject or your body or whatever, then you can understand, oh yeah, that looks awkward because of the angle and the joint doesn't work like that. You have to understand that. Because obviously fingers do move left and right, but they move up and down better. Do you see what I mean? And if I drew a finger and it was going over there, you'd be like, no, that doesn't look right. It's too far, you know? It's not as flexible as the shoulder. The knees are very, what's the word? Limited. They have a motion like that. If that's my knee and my foot's here, do you see what I'm saying? So, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. And if you really like what you see, please share it. That would be great. I will go for another 10 minutes. And I think we've pretty much covered everything from what I can see. Then night. Oh, what is that? I will definitely be following you from now and joining the Discord. Thank you, Ellie. To be better. Thank you. Well, I like to break things down. So everything that you see me draw, I break it down initially. And I'm sure everybody else does probably exactly the same, but they do it different than me. See, so if I was to... Oh, I know what we haven't done. Right, so see. Same principle. You can even see the heart shape there. And I wanted her to look a bit moody. So what we haven't done, I've just realized this before I go. Oh, it's boiling here. What we haven't done is from the side, right? We haven't done that. I just realized that. We've done it from three quarters, but not from the side. The principle is the same. This front line here is here. We add not only half of that V shape, but we can also add this line here, this sacred line here, right? I call it the sacred line, don't worry. We add our U shape here gently. Remember, we only see part of it. And now we have some lips from the side. You can actually dip it here a bit as well. You can dip it there like so. I've made that a little bit too extreme. Yeah, I haven't done a good job here. I should have dipped that a little bit more. Let's do that again. Like so. I made a bit of a mistake there. But the principle is the same. And then we can add some shading and the lower lip. You see a little bit here. But then I would definitely take up some referrals, look at what people's lips look like from the side to really understand it. And don't just take my word for it. So, oh, I'm missing. I agree. 93 above 10K, so no worries. Okay, for it to drop below. Okay, that sounds good. It doesn't really, it does drop a little bit. So because you've got these spammers, these people that want to help me. I get lots of people wanting to help me with my online presence, and they've got like 200 followers. I just don't understand what you're doing. What are you talking about? It's not like you've got someone that's got, I don't know, 50,000 and you can think, oh, maybe. But if you've got like 400 followers and you're coming to me to tell me that you can help me with my online presence, I think you need to look at your online presence a little bit better than worrying about mine. Good. Okay. Last couple of minutes. Any questions? I'm just going to wait for a minute. Look at that. We got that principle down, and then we've got a mouth, more like a Judge Dredd type mouth, maybe more male, like so. You like my life? Thank you. Scapoli, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. And if you like my lives, I will do. I do often with request. But can you? Tongue with the tongue out. I think I drew one very similar to that yesterday. I didn't finish it off. So here, as you can see, I've got a couple here. I've got one with the cigarette. And then with the tongue out, I've never drawn one like that actually. But I'm going to use this. It depends how you mean the tongue out, to the side, to the front. I will have to think about that myself, but that's all good. I like these little challenges. So what I would do is I would think about the shape of the tongue first. I would, right? So then I would draw the tongue like this. And then if I'm imagining it's coming out, like, I'm not going to do it because then this is going to go like viral and everyone's going to show images of me with my tongue out. So I'm not going to stick my tongue out. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking now about the center line. I might get this wrong, right? I might get this wrong. I'm thinking about the center line and now I'm thinking about the lip and I want it closed around the tongue. Okay, well, I know now, I can see it already. I need to take that lower. So let me just play with that a bit because I haven't got a referral. So we're going to lose a part. I'm just trying to work this out. So I think my tongue position is wrong. I think the tongue should be a little bit smaller and a bit thinner. But that's how I would kind of work it out. It's not great. It's not great. There's a few details I think I'm missing. I think it's the fact that here it should be bulging a little bit. It almost, yeah, it doesn't look like a tongue, does it? I think it's too thick. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. I don't know. Yeah, and the proportion. I have to be careful now about the proportion. And I'm going to just play around with it a bit. Ah, no, this is not right either. I think you got me there. Yeah, the tongue shape is not right. Yeah, I see that I would have to look at a referral because my tongue keeps looking like something solid, I think what I need to do is I think the tongue line needs to be a lot lower because it's a bit high here. I think it needs to be a bit lower, and then the upper lip line needs to be a bit higher, like so. We need to curve that up like that. I'm trying. I'd have to have a mirror. I'd have to have a mirror and have a look myself. Something like that, and then we'd have a bit of an opening here. But you can see it's not easy, but that's the kind of thing I would do anyway. It looks a little bit too much like a lolly, in my opinion. Oh, thank you. No, wait, the muscles look so good. Weird request. Do this one, these ones. Yeah, this is something you can learn with me as well. This is my backboard because my desk is butchered. See, that's full of scars. So that's why I've got that here. So I've got a smooth surface. Thank you very much, But Why Kid. Thank you for the follow. Nice drawing, bro. was mad at myself. What were you mad about? What were you guys mad about? I'm missing something. I don't know if that helped you, Kim. I don't know it, but I think I think this is too high. Something is a little bit high here. You know, there's a little bit of a tonal issue, but I think it's, and I think the tongue is a bit too hard looking. Have to check that one out. And obviously, I don't know if you meant to have the tongue coming out straight. See, I haven't drawn a tongue ever. I don't think I've ever drawn a tongue. And I'm going to do it over here. So you would actually see the top lip and it would cover the bottom lip. Like so. So for me, that is easier to kind of work out. I kind of worked that out. Add a bit of a bend to it, a bit, and maybe not so long. Reptilian tongue. And I think the way I've got the tongue is too deep. It's really going down. So it's like, right, like that. I would probably draw the tongue again. If I was to do it again, I would draw the tongue. I'm trying to think now in perspective. Yeah, a little bit less downwards, more like so, a bit higher. So I digress. That was Kim's fault. Good. Good. Oh, that was on the edge of glory. Sorry about that. That was on the edge. But if you want, I can look that up for you. I can look that up. I will probably look at an image, and that would help me a lot, because then you can really pick up some of these small details that, you know, you just don't remember. You just don't remember everything. But that's where you could see the development. It went from here to here to here to here. You know, you can gradually see it's falling into place. Good. Okay. I'm going to draw this to a close because I have to prepare for something else. Thank you very much. Nice accent, bro. Thank you very much, Bunny. Thank you for joining me today. I hope I've made a few things clear to you as to how to draw the mouth. It was quite a cool live stream. And I'm going to wish you all a lovely day and see you all very soon. Take care. Thanks for today. No, you're no problem at all. You're more than welcome. See you again soon. Jump on the Discord and you'll know when I'm online again. 53. So that's a pretty good number. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be around 90.